Hello everyone. I want to talk to you guys about my lawyer on this episode. As I have discussed on my other videos regarding the main criminal, the main guy that led me to this unfortunate situation, okay? But now let me talk about my lawyer. I'm going to call her Attorney Moana. Attorney Moana used to work for that same Hall of Justice in Quezon City. She used to work there not as a lawyer. I believe she used to be like one of the like the assistant or something before she became a lawyer. And supposedly her father also has worked there in the past, but I believe he's somewhat retired now. But that's her father being a lawyer there has nothing to do with this case. So Attorney Moana was introduced to me by the judge. Now, the judge was introduced to me by Rimacel, the lady that I met in Mindoro. Attorney Moana, from the very first time we met, my first impression was nothing special. She was nothing special. She didn't have it. You guys know, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to know if a person is intelligent or if a person has wisdom. Considering the fact that considering the fact that she's still pretty young, I think she's only like 41 years old. She didn't come across to me like someone who would want to contribute to finding solution to a problem. If anything, she came across to me as materialistic. Just, the beauty standard in the Philippines is what gives it away. On the same breath, Buffy's live-in partner, Lenny, has the same features or the same personality style, like the whole whitening their skin and like dyeing their hair blonde or something, like they're Filipina that wants to look like they're white people or something, so they get their nose job para tumangos ang ilong at para pumuti ang balat, all of those things. But again, that beauty thing is beside the point. I'm going to talk to you about the legal aspect of this. Okay, she is my lawyer. That same lawyer who collected 1.3 million from me, because that's how much supposedly is the cost to sue Buffy for the 5.2 million that he took from me. And the funny thing about it is that she's literally given up her integrity. She chose money over anything else, even my own safety. Attorney Moana, I have so many of this red flag from my dealings with her right from the get-go. The fact that she's asked me last Christmas, not this Christmas, Christmas 2023, she asked me to pay the fiscal in at that courthouse in Quezon City where she used to work. In other words, she knows a lot of those fiscals, if not all of them. There's like two of them that she had told me that kumari niya. Si ano yan, si fiscal ano ninang ng anak ko and everything. Yet she's telling me that I should give her 200,000 pesos so that she can pay for their dinner or something like that. And the funny thing about it also is that I knew it was red flag when she would message me in WhatsApp and say, "Mom, what's a good time to call you? I want to talk to you. I want to talk to you about something important." Like, she wouldn't have that on WhatsApp so that I don't have any evidence or proof, right? So we would be on a phone call about it. She's like, "Mom, I think it's a good idea that we do this, we do that." I'm like, why? Like, isn't my case very strong? Like, why do we need to do that? Why do we need to bribe anyone, any fiscal? Like, what could be better than the evidence that we have? That we have the evidence straight from Grab and LTO that Buffy falsified a government documents. Buffy was falsifying. He falsified the government documents. It can't get more criminal than that. I can't compare America and Philippines, but all I can say is that in America, you falsify any government document, you're toast. You're pretty much over. But somehow she was able to convince me that, yeah, but what happens if he goes and pay the judge or the fiscal? Wait, what? You're not going to fight off that kind of corruption? Knowing full well that all of our documents that we acquired are straight from the LTO office in the Philippines. Yet she still wanted me to spend money. Now knowing she wasn't really going to give that 200,000 to the fiscal. It was all for herself. Now, all the other things that points out how she is very that she is not working for her client, which would be me. She's only doing it all for money because her and Judge are determined. They are hell-bent. They will bend over backwards to get more money from me. I don't know what is more scary than that. When you have the DOJ, when you have the lawyers, they are working together to sabotage a case. The judge and the lawyer, Attorney Mohana, which is my lawyer, are working together to break the law. Attorney Mohana's husband is a business partner to Judge. This information didn't come to me until way later. This is why now I realize why they told me to let go of my lawyers. I had 4 lawyers working for me to sue Buffy right from the beginning of this case back in 2023. And yet they told me, especially Remasel, who is a friend to Judge, told me, yeah, ma'am, you're gonna have to go with the lawyer that the judge appoints, that the judge chose. The judge chose Attorney Moana. I thought because they're like partners in the courthouse or something that it was gonna be good so they can work together to expedite my case. And yet that is simply not the case. I had no idea that my attorney, Moana, and Judge are like family friends. My attorney's husband is a business partner with the judge, and all they care about is money. Now, let me point out to you another thing where you just know this lawyer is bad news. It's bad news to the country, bad news to the justice system. She is bad news to humanity. Okay, I'm trying to recoup 5.2 million of my money, and yet this is what she tells me in one of her messages. Let me read it to you. This is one of her condescending, sarcastic messages to me. So this is one of her messages to me, acting as if she's my therapist, like she's a psychologist or my pastor or something. So coming from my lawyer who charged me 1.3 million pesos to sue Buffy for my 5.2 million that I got scammed by Buffy. Now, this is what she goes, ma'am, can I share something po? It really helped me, ma'am, when I perceive money as not mine but the Lord's. It helped me a lot to be worry-free. All children come with a provision from the Lord. We do not have to worry about it. The Lord has blessed you with so much. Kapit ka lang sa promises niya. Everything belongs to Him. He will surely provide for you over and over again. That money na nakay Buffy, lahat ng nakunan niyang money sa lahat ng victims niya, for sure, it is with a curse. Kaya, di din yun naging blessing sa kanya. That is something a lawyer would tell me. So, this is what I wrote in response. I didn't respond it to her, but in response to that letter, I'm going to give it to you guys. You're going to have a copy of this. And any of you that is in authority to put this woman who is supposed to be a licensed lawyer, she needs to be put in her place. Because as my lawyer, seriously, that is very hypocrite of her and sarcastic, and that tone is very insulting, especially in light of my situation. And here's my breakdown of why. Number one, the hypocrisy of it. Okay, my lawyer is preaching a carefree attitude towards money, implying that since it all belongs to God, I shouldn't worry about financial losses. Yet, she overcharged me significantly for her legal services. This comes across as hypocritical because she seems to be comfortable accepting large sums from me, while at the same time telling me not to worry about money. But she overcharged me 1.3 million to handle the case. All of my other lawyers, they charged me at the most 100,000 pesos. I don't know how else to stress this corruption. I can't stress it enough to you how this is so dangerous and this is evil. Number two, the sarcasm. The message has a veiled tone of sarcasm when she says that money belongs to the Lord and I'll be provided for, despite the fact that I'm currently dealing with a huge financial loss from the scam. Her telling me not to worry while being part of a system that potentially contributed to my distress feels insincere. This lawyer needs to be disbarred. I have all of my lawyers, and I have also spoken to dozens of lawyers in the Philippines who they are telling me, Mom, she is giving us a bad reputation. She needs to be disbarred. Like seriously, nasisira ang reputasyon ng mga abogado sa Pilipinas dahil sa isang katulad ni Attorney Moana. And number three, the statement that she sent me subtly dismisses my concerns as if my financial loss is not significant because the Lord will provide. By doing so, she invalidates my feelings of being wronged and scammed, essentially brushing off the importance of what I've lost. It's particularly insulting because instead of addressing the real issue, how I was financially exploited, she's offering platitudes. Her message reads as if she is minimizing my hardship, focusing on a detached spiritual perspective while profiting from my situation. This dismissiveness is very hurtful, especially when you're looking for support and justice. Attorney Moana, when I first met, you know what she told me? Oh ma'am, don't worry about it. We will fight on our knees. Prayer, prayer, prayer. She talks about how her and Judge does Bible study together. So they do all this Bible study, and then every now and then she would send me like a link to their church sermon or the pastor's message about love, about all of these things. So I thought, this is perfect. She's a young woman, she's in her 40s with 3 young children, and I figured she's God-fearing because she does Bible study. And I thought, okay, this is great. She should be able to have empathy for me because I too is a mother of 4. She's a mother of 3. We have young children. So what we do is, is for our children. Oh, how can I be so wrong about it? I had no idea that I would get sucked into this whole scriptures and their Bible study when I thought this was great because in America, I teach Bible study. I am a catechist. In here, I teach high school student. I help young people here overcome say depression or just issues, growing up, like especially teenagers, who they're still trying to figure out their identity. And there's so much, young people's problem on how to fit in, and all of those things. I take them directly to the Word of God, to the promise of God. So this is why I think it is laughable that she would try to, inject her, their religion or their Bible study stuff to me, because I'm in my 50s, and I've been doing Bible study and I've been teaching it to youth. My son, my oldest son, is the leader of youth group. My daughter is the same thing. She also, when my son graduated from college, my daughter, who's the younger, she took over. Both my son and daughter, who are both now in college, are youth group leaders. They have so many people joining the group because of how humble and how very just they're nice people. My two kids, you have got to meet them. One is 22, one is 20 years old. If you meet them, you are going to be blown away. These are the kind of children I raised into this world, so that they can understand that there is enough problem to go around in the world, that what we need more of now is solution. So I always tell them there are only two sides that you can choose from. You're gonna have to choose if you are going to be a part of the problem or if you're going to be a part of the solution. That's what I tell all of my four children. My two younger ones, they're still in high school. Even them, they already invite their friends to go to the Bible study, where they will tell their friends, my mom teaches Bible study